back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow click that bell so you can get notifications. Today, I want to talk about what is a DevOps engineer. Um, this is a hot um, job title that I don't think a lot of us really know about. It definitely wasn't nothing I heard about 5 years ago. But as I got deeper in my cloud journey, I realized that DevOps really sounded um, appealing to me. Um, I didn't just want to like primarily be a coder, um, and I didn't want to be working on hardware. So um, a DevOps engineer basically is a it's more of a bridging between the infrastructure side and the operation side, or the development side and the operation side. So basically, how things used to work before, um, coders would write code, and then they'll send that code to the infrastructure team, and then they realize the code doesn't work, and then they got to go back to the developers, and then they got to fix it, and then it's just a, a very unproductive, unvaluable way of doing business, especially with the way technology is moving. So, with the introduction of the cloud and all these new tools that enable collaboration, um, it's able to bridge that gap between it works on my machine, but it doesn't work in production. Um, so just to overview, according to Red Hat, and if y'all know what Red Hat is, it's a very popular Linux distribution company that got bought by IBM for $34 billion. Um, Learn Red Hat. According to Red Hat, a DevOps engineer introduces processes, tools, and methodologies to balance needs throughout the software development lifecycle, from coding and deployment to maintenance and updates. Development teams and IT operations teams can have different skills and different goals. Developers want to introduce new features to an application, while operations teams want to preserve the stability of an application once it's released. DevOps is all about the unification, as I said, the unification and automation of processes, and DevOps engineers are instrumental in combining code, application maintenance, and application management. All of these tasks rely on understanding not only development life cycles, that's why it's important to know the software development life cycle, but I don't have to be an all-star coder. I don't need to know what your algorithm is. You see? Um, but understanding the development life cycles and its philosophies, practices, and tools, that's basically the DevOps culture. So it's just all about, and that's how it is in my job. Like, it's all about the tools that we can combine to make it easier for the developer to do their job, and have a continuous, integrated, continuous delivery pipeline. So they're able to build their code, they're able to test their code, they're able to get instant feedback, and make sure the security is right before that code gets introduced into production. Um, and before that, this whole DevOps philosophy took hold, um, it used to take a long time. And just to break it down, like kind of on our level, like to think about like we for the end user, like when we used to get like updates, like certain apps or websites or whatnot, like it used to take months, for apps or, to do an update or whatnot. Now, these applications, they can be updating every 2 weeks, and that's just how quickly, they're adding features, they're getting feedback, they're not just, creating all these features now and taking, 6 months to do that and then releasing it to y'all. They're, oh, they introduce one feature, and they get feedback on that, and 2 weeks later they introduce another feature, and they get feedback on that, and they can add something else. So like on the outside, when you look at your applications on your phone, and you're like, oh, update, or you look at when these applications updated, and it'll be like, oh, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago, it's not like, the last time, you don't ever see like 6 months or anything crazy like that. If you download an app and it hasn't been updated, you see the developers haven't updated it in a year or so, you may want to have some questions about that. Um, and that's just the whole DevOps culture now. So everything is being released on a cadence, 2 week sprints, breaking things in smaller chunks in an agile method. Um, that's the new culture now. So yeah, and knowing how to use tools like GitHub, knowing how to use tools like GitLab, um, knowing having a good foundation in the cloud, and knowing Kubernetes. Um, yeah, that is um, definitely what DevOps is. So, um, it's not, like I said, it's not more of, are you a badass coder? If you can know Python decently, and I got a book for that. Like, this is a good book if you want to learn Python. Python for DevOps. Um, yeah, this is, look at the title. Learn ruthlessly effective automation. Like, if you can do that, you can learn these other little, the cloud. You got a cloud certification. Um, yeah, that's it's all a culture thing. Um, and DevOps is a great place for us because we love culture. So we change culture. That's us. We change culture. So these companies need to change culture. So that's what we do. You know, um, it's you know you can have a bunch of badass coders, but if they can't get stuff out, if they're not getting software out securely, or it's always bugs in the software, and you got to keep going back and fixing things, and that's not a and people are sending files through um Outlook or something, and not version controlling. And that's what it is. Like, there's a version control. They version control your software, and just being able to get companies in that mindset, that is a job now. So that's a culture change for a lot of companies um, that are trying to stay relevant right now. Honestly, if you don't change your mindset right now, business is moving too quick. So your idea that may take you 2 years to develop, somebody with that DevOps mindset, can come, and have that done in a year, and be iterating on that, on that idea, and just tweaking it, fail fast, um, put something out there, let's fail fast and let's fix it, and keep that continuous integrated delivery process going. So just to go over like some of the salaries in DevOps, like DevOps engineer salary in Dallas, what one, let's say 150,000. Yep, 150,000. That's a top earner. So the average 117,000. I don't know if that's enough for y'all, but it's enough. Um, but yeah, and like I said, that's just average. Once you learn these skills, and these aren't the skills that people are just out, freely learning in their free time every day. So if you can learn these skills, this is another good book right here. Terraform. Um, Terraform. Yeah. Companies are gonna want you. You know Terraform. You know AWS. Like I said, it's going to automation, and DevOps is a crucial piece in this whole automation hungry society now. Um, so every company is hiring for DevOps engineers. So there's a lot of opportunity um, for us to get in there and just learn some of these technologies that go with DevOps. Um, you gotta, listen, hear me, definitely do your research. Don't take my word for it because I did my research, but um, I'm on the inside, so I get to see what's really going on and where the industry's headed. Y'all actually gonna start hearing the term DevSecOps. That's actually what I do. Um, yeah, I'm a DevOps lead, senior software engineer at my company, but we actually are working with a DevSecOps platform. So, and that's just DevOps with the security built into the whole DevOps model. So, as we're building, the code pipeline, um, that secure, is being scanned. The code is being scanned, um, and it's being going to production in a more secure environment because that security is in the pipeline instead of waiting to the end. So that's a new term you're going to be hearing, especially with the government um, cracking down on all this cybersecurity hacking and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll do more talks on it. I'm definitely gonna probably start doing some boot camps. Not probably, I will start doing some boot camps